Doing Time with Deputy Mike.
Hi, welcome back to Doing Time with Deputy Mike. I, of course, am Mike, along with my posse.
I'm Nate.
I'm Arijah.
And today we have Kerrie Wilson, one of our teachers here at TCTC English.
Hello.
And today we're going to talk about meditation.
Interrogation time.
So, Kerrie, go ahead and tell us a little about yourself.
So I've been a teacher for 18 years. I teach English. This is my 17th year here at TCTC, and I'm also a yoga instructor. So I did 500 hours of yoga teacher training, and during that time, I also became involved in meditation and learned a lot about that. So that's how I got involved with that.
Pretty cool. So, were you somewhere else before coming to TCTC?
I was at Struthers for 1 year. I taught at Struthers Middle School, 8th grade.
How you like it here?
Love it, love it, love it.
17 years. That's
17 years, yeah.
17 and counting.
Yes, yes, 14 more till retirement.
So, what do you like to do for fun?
Fun, I like to, obviously being an English teacher, I love to read, love to read. I'm actually in a book club, so I like to do that. Over the summer, I read a lot. During the school year, I just read what I teach my students, because I have to reread, I keep up with what we're doing, so I don't have as much time to read. I also read a lot of articles on my phone. I'm not big on the social media. I'm more about, articles. There's all kinds of, crazy information floating around in my brain. I also obviously like to do yoga. I like to walk my dog, spend time with my husband and my son, family, friends. That's mainly what I like to do. I really like people a lot. I'm very social, so I really
People
like to
person.
be social. Yes.
So, you guys do a lot of camp. You go camping or whatnot for summer?
No,
You're not a camper?
No, Mrs. Phillips, who's in the front office, she and I did a yoga thing one time, and it was like camping, and it was supposed to be I'm thinking camping like when I was a kid, and this was so roughing it that we had this tent, and it was all this water seeped in. Then she brought this air mattress. The air mattress was flat. We were trying to sleep in the car, and then we went for this hike, and I'm wearing a garbage bag because it was raining so bad. And after 24 hours, I was like, I want to get out of here. And she was like, let's get out of here. We couldn't take it. There was more to it, but that's for another time. That's for another time.
So that kind of ruined you on camping.
I don't like to camp. Now, glamping, if it's a cabin, I can do a cabin. I went to Hocking Hills with my son and my husband and my dog, and that was great. I can do that kind of camping.
Hocking Hills is beautiful.
I love Hocking Hills, and especially I highly recommend doing the why can't I think of it? The zip line.
The zip line.
Oh, there was 11 of them that we did. It was amazing, and I had never done zip lining before, and it was great.
See, those are new because when I had taken my family, we went down there a few years. Well, it's been a few years now. They didn't have the zip lines yet.
Oh, you must go back and go the zip lining. It was about a couple hours that we were doing it, and we did the fast one. And for somebody that's never done it before, I really enjoyed it. My son loved it. And he's a teenager, so it's really hard to get teenagers to like anything. And he really enjoyed it.
Zip lines are fun.
Yeah.
We did a lot of the old man caves and
We did that. We did the old man cave,
I think
and
we did
we did all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, zip lines are too high for me. Very, very, very high. I don't like them. They're scary. Very scary. I don't like them at all.
Really? Did you try?
I remember I was going to, and then I saw them, and I was like, okay,
No,
that's...
you should try it at least.
I-
Just once in your life.
And
I might, depending.
Do you like roller coasters?
Nope.
Oh, I love roller coasters.
Yeah,
Cedar Point is my jam.
Oh, those are...
I'm
the
afraid of
spook-
heights myself, but
I'm afraid of
like-
heights too, but I like that.
I love roller coasters.
it's not that
Me
bad.
too.
It's honestly, once you get on it, it's like a smooth sailing right after.
Have you
that.
ever been on a roller coaster?
I have been on two.
And wait a minute, which ones were they and where were they at?
Okay, all right. So one was at SeaWorld called the Manta. And
Okay.
it was like one where you were hanging down and had a bunch of loop-de-loops, and it was very scary. That's all I remember because I was like blacking out half the
And
time.
where was the other one?
The other one was one that my dad tricked me to getting on because I was little. It was like a little wooden train ride, but it was a roller coaster. It counted.
So where was how old were you for the SeaWorld one?
Scared out of my mind.
But how old were you? How long ago was
Oh.
this?
I was I think 12.
Oh my gosh.
You have
Okay.
to try them again.
You gotta
Yeah.
try them again.
It's not that bad, honestly.
It's really not. Start out like small. Go to Cedar Point. Start out small and work your way up. See, I took my son on his first roller coaster on the Top Thrill Dragster. That was like his very first time. And he goes, Mom, and he was scared, but he like loves all of them now. So
And the dragsters are an easy one, and they have a dragster, of course. Well, they got the red and white, or the red and blue, or whatever it's called, down in Kings Island.
I haven't
so
been to
many-
Kings Island since I was a kid. I
Oh,
loved
yeah.
Kings Island.
What's cool about that one is they go in opposite directions at times.
Oh,
So like one's going this way, the other one's going. It's kind of cool, and then you fly back.
that is cool.
Yeah. They got the Beast,
Yeah, the Beast is cool. And then they have the new one that's like the
Son of Beast.
Son of Beast. Yes.
They got and then the big metal ones anymore are like phenomenal. The
Yes.
higher, the better.
So we are going to talk you into going on a roller coaster, and
Definitely.
you'll have to
Alright.
podcast about that.
You definitely are getting on one.
I-
At
I'm-
least one.
I might.
It's not that bad. It's really not. Like I was afraid of them for a while too, and then I was like, okay, just do it. And now
That
I don't
was
mind
the
it.
only reason to go to amusement parks was coasters.
Yeah, no, I kind of missed out on a lot of fun times with friends because of that fear.
Zip lines aren't that bad either. Like,
Oh,
if
zip
you
lines are like
focus-
nothing.
Yeah, then you just focus
Compared
on
to a
like, the
roller
prettiness
coaster.
around you, and it's like, wow.
Yeah,
And
how
the
are you supposed to
scenery.
focus on the scenery whenever you're like super high up?
Because they're
That thing
meant to
breaks, you're
hold-
gone.
They're not
It's
gonna
not going to break. You're
No.
like hooked on.
I
They
did
have
that
gestures.
slingshot.
Oh no.
bungee thing.
No.
Oh, I would do that. I've
no.
never
It was
done
cool.
that, but I
You
would
know
do
what?
that.
do that.
It was like flying like Superman.
Oh, I
And
would
then you
love
No.
that.
Come backwards, and then you.
I would love that. I will not
See-
bungee jump though. I
will
will.
not.
I do want to skydive. That's on my bucket list. My husband and I said we would do that last year when we both turned 50, but that didn't happen. So we'll do it eventually.
I cannot bungee jump, but I cannot do the slingshot either. I passed out on a ride before though. I've definitely passed out on a ride.
I've seen too many things go wrong with jumping bungee, and whoop, they don't come back up, or they come up and smash into the bottom of the bridge.
Spooky.
Yeah.
You're scaring him. Stop. I'm trying to get him on a ride, not get him to never go on one ever again.
We good to move on to the next segment?
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
The booking.
So let's talk about. All right. So you went to school. What's it called?
Did yoga teacher training?
Yeah.
Yes, I did yoga teacher training. I did a 200-hour. It was about a 7-month program. This is about 5 years ago, and then right after that, I did another 300 hours of yoga teacher training, and that took about a year. So during that time of doing the yoga teacher training, I really got into meditation. I was really never into meditation before, and I really got into it. I learned how to teach it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I decided this year to incorporate it into my classroom. So it's been going very, very well.
So, well, all right. What was that? You had a special name for something a minute ago. It almost sounded like martial arts.
Martial arts, you mean my yoga teacher training?
Something like that. What was it you just said?
What do you do? Like, isn't there a certain day in your classroom that
Wednesdays. So we do it on Wednesdays for the most part. We do it on Wednesdays. I have, the kids think I'm like a hippie. So, because I have like, a salt lamp in my room and I have a diffuser going and, I'm diffusing oils. And, so they kind of like at the beginning of the year, I had them do this activity like, who is Mrs. Wilson? And they all said, gee, you're a hippie. You're a hippie.
I have a salt lamp.
I know. Salt lamp doesn't make you a hippie, And then when I said I was a yoga instructor, well, then they're like, oh, yeah, you're really a hippie. So I started doing the meditation. I decided that I wanted to do this and incorporate it. And at first we started out with like 5 minutes. and I would do the app Insight Timer, and it is free. Anybody can download it. There's hundreds and hundreds of guided meditations. There's music. There's all kinds of different categories on there if you have anxiety or you need help sleeping. So I decided to incorporate that. So I did that for a while, and the kids were really getting into it. And then I would make them longer and longer and longer. And then I was doing this meditation class, this mindful meditation class for my teaching license. And I started incorporating it and doing it myself, doing the meditation. And the kids told me they'd rather me do it. They liked me doing it better than the Insight Timer. So then I started incorporating that and doing things with them that way. And I started also, the kids do Free Write Fridays every Friday, and if they would write to me about some things, I would actually incorporate that into the meditation. If they were having a hard time motivating, or they said, I have too much on my plate, so I would incorporate things to help them during the meditation. And I always tell them, it's a brain break. You can listen to your own music. You can put your head down. You don't have to listen to me. If you listen to me, cool. If you don't listen to me, cool. You know, how often do juniors and seniors in high school have their teachers say, shut off all the lights, and say, put your head down for 12 to 15 minutes and, you know, just take a break from everything? That doesn't happen. So the kids, I had them do a free write after the first semester on what they thought about it. They love it. They absolutely love it. They like taking that break. They like doing the meditation, and they're starting to incorporate it at home. So I thought that was great.
I like meditating myself. Like, that's something I actually been doing since before I started going here, because it's just something that helps me throughout my time. Like, when I'm overwhelmed, I just sit in my floor and like listen to music and focus on my breathing, really. So that's something I've always done and always liked. So it makes me feel like happy that you do that with your classroom.
Yeah, I actually, when we did Wellness Wednesday last week, it was they had shown meditation and interviewed some of my students, and one of my homeroom kids said, Miss Wilson, I don't have you for class. Can we do it during homeroom sometime? I'm like, absolutely, we can do it. You know, I'm very much about helping kids with their mental health, especially now after the whole COVID thing, and you know, kids are at an all-time high with their mental health, you know, with the anxiety and depression and things like that. And I feel like this is one of the things that they can incorporate to help them with that. And I'm all about that.
See, you know, my younger days, I mean, I was in martial arts and stuff, but I would try to like clear my mind. My mind's like always, I can't clear my mind. You know, when I just sit there in a dark room, it just goes more. So I don't know. I try to focus on clouds, something like, you know, well, that I don't know. Like I do like outside stuff.
But that, you know what, that's a type of meditation. There's different meditations. It doesn't just have to be like sitting there. You know, people have this misnomer that you're like sitting there and you're going, oh.
No, yeah.
It's not like that.
No.
You know, you can do a walking meditation. There's meditation just being in nature and walking and taking it all in. That's a meditation.
See,
So
when
what
you
you're doing,
mention that, I start thinking about that.
yeah, that's definitely a meditation. I would like to incorporate that, you know, once it gets nicer out, I wouldn't mind taking my kids out for about 15 minutes and doing like a walking meditation around the school or something like that, just to get them outside. You know, nature is a big thing, you know, helping with our mindfulness.
Yeah, actually, after hearing you talk about it, I kind of wish I had meditation myself in my school day as well, or even out of my school day. I feel like it could really help me in general. So
Right. Like I said, download the Insight Timer. And also, Mr. Foudy had put the Insight Timer app in self-service on everybody's iPad. So everybody can download it, but it is free. You can download it on your phone. You can download it on your iPad if you are a TCTC student or a staff. Anybody can access it. And it's really great. And there's anywhere from 5 minutes to like an hour, just depending on what you want to do. I always suggest doing 5 minutes at first and then kind of working your way up. But there are different ways to meditate. It's not just about the sitting there and breathing and visualizing.
Well, see, once you said that, I started thinking about like, oh, okay. So me just chilling, kind of just listening to music. I'm actually.
You're meditating.
I'm meditating.
Yes, you are absolutely meditating.
See, the fresh air one hit hard for me because when we went to States, we were in the hotel for like was it 2 days?
Yeah.
2 or 3 days, just no fresh air. We had to stay in the hotel, and oh my goodness, I was like, I just want to go outside. I just want to breathe in some actual like real air and touch some grass. It was terrible.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like the hotels were awesome. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, but
Definitely.
just definitely some fresh air out there. That would be
See, I love being in the woods, listening
no.
to distant birds and stuff. I mean, it's just quiet.
I love doing that.
Oh yeah.
I
and
don't like
it's-
camping, but I do like to do that.
I like hearing the birds, but camping, staying, mosquitoes.
Yeah, no mosquitoes because they love me.
You know, it's funny. We go over Cook's Forest and never no mosquitoes.
Really?
Yeah,
But watch us go and
Ohio
get bitten up.
stinks. I don't camp.
No, I get bit no matter where I go. They
Right.
just absolutely love me.
Yeah, we're gonna go and we're gonna come back with thousands of bites on us.
I've been to Cook's Forest. I've been bit all the time. Maybe it's just
It just
you.
must be
I don't
you.
know.
I don't know.
They say it depends on your blood type.
I don't
Yeah.
know. No one's never gotten really bit over there. They're like,
Am I
You know,
right?
I
Maybe
go
nobody
camp-
has a blood type O.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
hang around here, man. I'll be covered in mosquito bites.
No, I don't know. I just can't. Glamping. I think I've glamped once in my life, and I was like, okay, cool. This isn't really nothing crazy.
All right. Well, we're running around like 16 minutes. So would you like to maybe go to the next segment?
Yeah, is there anything else you would like to?
I do want to say that any kind of meditation could be anything. So even if you're a runner or you like to walk or you weightlift or you do yoga, that's all a form of meditation. It's just because your mind is focusing on what you're doing, and that's still getting you focused, and that's what it is, getting your mind off of the other things that are going on in your life that are causing you to, have that anxiety and that depression. So, you can, there's so much research out there too, like look into it. I definitely recommend everybody looking into it and figuring out what is best for them.
Well, it's like like I said, I dabbled back in the day in martial arts and stuff, but not come to think about it, you sit there, you picture yourself doing some of the moves. You sit there, and like, right, some counter moves, this, that, whatever. But really,
That's meditating.
you're meditating.
That's meditating.
I never even thought,
Absolutely. Yes, so it's more than what you think it is.
See, I was stuck on the old.
And it's not. It's not just that.
All right, let's go ahead and let's move on.
This is 22. I'll be on service.
So now, actually, we got more stingers we're adding. So right now, we're technically in the shout out for. Oh, no, let me take that back. This is where we need your embarrassing or funny moment.
My embarrassing or funny moment. I forget what I wrote about.
Just tell us an embarrassing story.
I don't know. Most of them I can't say on the podcast for school.
I know.
So I'm being very honest. So I'm trying to think of something that I wrote about that was embarrassing. Oh, well, Mrs. Phillips brought up the fact that I'm always, like, when I get dressed in the morning, I don't know what, I'm always in a hurry. So she always has to tell me my shirts are on backwards or upside down, or like I've worn things here.
Upside down. Shirt.
Yeah, like one shirt I have, the way it's like shaped, it was like upside down and backwards, and like I've worn stuff inside out. I don't know how I do it.
I actually think I remember you coming in and she had
to fix me.
Yeah.
She had to fix me. I do that all the time. Like, and she's like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm in a hurry. I'm always in a hurry when I'm leaving my house because I want to get here on time, And I have, almost a half an hour drive. So, yeah, that's embarrassing. I did one time. Now, this is super embarrassing. This was a while ago. This is about, I'd say, 13 years ago. I had a student of the month breakfast, and everything was great. And I had this big flowy skirt on. Think like if you remember Stevie Nicks and all her flowy stuff. It was like a flowy skirt like that. And I went to the bathroom that was right next to the restaurant. And so I was walking to my class, walked all the way past the cafeteria because my class is where right next to the store, my classroom used to be where Mrs. Shelby Russell is right now. And my students came in and they go, "Mrs. Wilson, what is wrong with your skirt?" Here, my skirt after going to the bathroom got stuck inside, and like my pantyhose were showing, and my underwear, and thank God it was like mostly girls, and they're like, Miss Wilson, what's wrong with your skirt? And I was like, oh my God. So yeah, that was very embarrassing, but that was a really long time ago. That was like,
Do you know when you said that? Because I love Stevie Nicks, and I see that white long skirt
Oh,
she always
yeah.
had. That like,
Yeah.
and then he had the wind, it would blow. And
yeah, well, it got stuck in my pantyhose, so that was not cool. But yeah, and I laughed about it. You got to laugh about it. You can't, it's like you move on. I very am willing to laugh at myself. I laugh at myself all the time because I do a lot of stupid things.
that's that's funny. So I guess we'll move into the shout outs. But so today, did we? I can't remember if we said this, of course. But Kerrie, it's her birthday. So happy
Oh.
birthday to you.
Oh, happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, happy birthday.
We
Thank
got
you.
so many March birthdays. My baby brother's was the 12th. My other brother's the 17th. I got my uncles. Half my family, I think, was.
Mine too. My sister's birthday, my nephew's birthday, my husband's birthday is next Tuesday. We're exactly a week apart, so it's kind of fun.
And I had a cousin's just yesterday. It's like March.
My grandson's birthday is next week.
It's like everybody got busy in June.
Yes. Yes,
It's like
they
they
did.
did.
Yes, they did.
So you have a shout out. It's now shout out time.
Who am I shouting at? Like somebody at TCTC?
Yeah, to whoever you want.
There's many shout outs. I'd like to shout out number one to my students because, you guys make everything great for me and you make it a joy for me to come to school every day. And I really, really appreciate that, especially in this trying year. I've heard a lot of, kids are having a lot of issues and I thank you guys for making everything great for me and making my job the best job ever. It's not a job. It's just, I love it. So thank you to the students. And I want to thank, some people. Mrs. Phillips, I keep talking about her in the front office. I don't know what I do without her. Like I said, she fixes me and makes sure. Today, she made sure that I had I left my keys at home by accident. She made sure I had my key to my room. She gave me like a cup for tea. So thank you, Mrs. Phillips, and for my beautiful Baby Yoda Pyrex dishes that she gave me because I'm a huge, I love Grogu. And a Star Wars fan. Thank you. I want to do shout out to, I'm going to shout out to our special ed department. They are amazing. I don't know what we would do without them. They do so much for so many kids and for everybody, for all the regular ed teachers. So I thank you.
They do.
They do. I appreciate them so much. A shout out to the school counselors too, because they are inundated, especially this year. These kids need a lot of help, and I appreciate the counseling department. And Ms. Miller, she's one of my closest friends, so I gotta put a shout out to my fellow English department, English teacher. Gotta put a shout out, and to my little corner that I have. Mrs. Russell, the math teacher, Mrs. Russell, and Mrs. Snyder, and Mr. Fowdy's over there, and Mrs. Williams, and we have a really nice corner, and it's like drama free, and I love that.
Nice.
Oh, and
Drama free is
shout
nice.
out to Hospitality for making great cakes because I had two cakes over the Buckeye cake, and I had a banana cake with cream cheese frosting, and they did like St. Patrick's Day, and it was the best banana cake I have ever had in my entire life. And for culinary, because thank you for feeding me almost every day. I don't want my bill because I know it's going to be really expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And to
I'm
the
scared to see
and
my
to the
bill.
custodians. What would we do without you?
Oh, yeah.
Pete and Margaret.
Pete and Margaret.
Pete and Margaret.
Margaret.
And to Mrs. Totoro for being the best supervisor. I'm very grateful to have her as a supervisor.
We got a lot of great people here.
We got TCTC is amazing. It is, like I said, it's the best place to work. I love my job. I love being here. I love the students. I love the fact that we have such diverse kids coming from 20 different home schools. I love that. And I love that, I learn something new from them every day, and I think that's great.
You know what? I mean, that is true. And I've told this story. Some of you have heard it. I didn't want to come to this school. I did not want to come to this school.
Ouch.
Well,
Yeah, ouch is right.
I'll tell the story real fast because my thought, I've coached football, this and that. I got teenagers of my own. It's like the whole purpose of this is, you bond with the kids and the elementaries and all the way up. So, the other resource officers really know their kids, and here we only get 2 years. And I'm thinking, these kids, they're already one cop out here, and now they're going to have this big bald-headed cop looking over their shoulder, and they don't want any part of this, And you know what? It was the kids that taught me how wrong I was. And I'll be truthful, there's no other place that I belong. This is where I belong.
Yes, and it's so true. I feel like this. I feel like when I was going through, when I was becoming a teacher and doing my student teaching and all that, I had to think about what school culture would I fit best in, and this is me. I didn't become a teacher until I was later in life. And I worked in I was like a retail manager and did sales management and stuff like that. I have a business degree, and this is my place because I truly believe in what we do here. I truly believe that not everybody needs to have a college education, that, kids excel. I'm amazed by what the kids can do here, what you guys do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. When I go down to the different labs and we do how-to presentations, and they show me what they can do, I could never do what they do. They amaze me. So, and shout out to our program teachers, because without them, none of us would be here. None of us would be here without them.
This is true.
Yeah.
And you guys are amazing.
Thank you.
I want to say
Thank
that.
you.
Yes, thank you.
I love my posse. I love my partner in crime. This is the others are gonna get mad at me, but you know what? This is the place I love hanging.
Yeah.
I used to have other places, but I like to be hanging out with you guys.
We have
Thank
fun.
you. Thank you.
I love you guys all. I love all you out there. But
Where is he? No.
So you guys got any shout outs?
Mr. Teacher. Mr.
Yeah.
Duran.
Our program teacher. That's definitely a good one
Yeah.
for
I'm-
letting us do this and
Mhm.
produce your podcast. This is crazy. Just all the possibilities that we can do.
Yeah.
He puts
it's-
a lot of trust into us to fulfill these things, and he never shows that he's mad at us or disappointed when we don't fully do it. So I really am very happy to be in this program because there's a lot of trial and error, and I learn from my error and try again. So I'm really happy.
Well, that's
to
how
be
you
here.
learn. You got to fall and get back up and say, "Oh, that was the wrong way."
I
Dust
love
yourself
that.
off,
But
you
as a
know?
person, when I can't do it, I'm like, okay, this isn't for me. I'm just not gonna do it. But in this classroom, I've learned a lot to it's okay if you can't do it, but if you learn a few tactics and now try again, and now you could do it. So he's definitely taught me that.
And
Yeah.
apply that to the rest of your life. It's called
Mhm.
growth mindset. As the biggest thing, and it's so true, when we learn from our failures, that's the biggest growth and the biggest learning that you're going to do. So it's okay out there to fail. It's okay. You just got to pick yourself up, perseverance, resilience.
Definitely.
I have one shout out. I want to shout out to my mom. She just had surgery. She's having a little difficulty, so I just want to say, Mom, I love you. So shout out to her.
Shout out to your mom.
out.
Shout out.
And that'll pretty much do us.
That wraps it up.
Wraps
Okay.
it up.
Peace.
It's all on you. Until next time, everybody take care.